Oh, who wants to build a colony here? I know I don't, but I sort of do. Do we have access to resources? We should have access to their resources. Um, mm, yes, we do. Shack Foundation. Foundation of Shackiness. Mm, oh, they even planned it in right in the middle of the goddamn field. But that seems wrong, doesn't it? Okay. Do we want it attached to the building, or do we want something separate? What about the tree? Yes. I don't think we want to tie ourselves too much. Same time, being at the ridge might be a good idea. Interesting. The railroad snaps it right back up. Don't think that's what we want. Um, the thing about that house is I'm worried about. It's first and foremost, it sort of blocks things. We could build next to the railroad. I mean, we just can't build on it. At the same time, have other considerations. Um, doesn't particularly matter. What exactly do I want with this? This could be the entrance. Hmm, fuck, I want light first and foremost. Is there a chair here or a bed I could borrow? Might as well get the light properly up. Right. At least now I can see what I'm doing. Thing is, we sort of want access to water and the farming. But we also want to include this to whatever we're doing. Or do we? Let's continue with the construction and make our choice later. It's definitely going to have multiple floors. No, not like this. Right, okay. Want something like this. Yeah. We want some access to the ground. This is all intended to be inside our little structure. So they can get access to the farming and water, but they won't be vulnerable to any kind of enemy action because of it. The problem is, how am I going to secure that? And I don't know. We want things to be more compact though in general. Ooh, okay, we need more water anyway. The plant size of this colony is about 7 people maybe, and there's no reason for a water purifier, so we're just gonna add more wells until we are have enough of them. And things need to stay compact. Might want to spread this around so later on. But for now, we just want everything to fit inside. Also want to take the beds out of here, keep them inside, but it doesn't really matter now. Might have to... We don't have to do a radio beacon here, but we might send people from other colonies to live here. Okay. The big question is, how are we going to separate this from the rest of the world? And the obvious solution would be just build walls, but that's easier said than done. We would have to be able to... Okay, maybe not. We need another foundation thing. Fuck this. I might like to make these more compact. It's nothing particularly wrong with how they're placed now, it's just we're trying to save as much space as possible. So we should plant them actually here. Because there's no way... We'll have to include this no matter what. So we'll probably shift those from there to here, so with the water. But we'll have to start with the foundation, and it has to include everything. Maybe we should just put it here. Because it has to include this no matter what, so this might as well be used as a starting point. We're going to probably take away a lot of this. This is more just intended for us, so we can properly basically lay out this entire thing. Build the walls and things like that. So it all works out. We'll have to do it this way. Yeah, that's too much. We'll have to do some other changes too. It's not important right now.
Abernathy girl? Shut down by raiders.
Yeah, it's just horrible.
I pray that never happens here.
Oh, come on. We can turn these walls around. They're sort of pointing in the wrong direction at the moment. But first the form. Once we have the form, we can worry about how everything is positioned. For now, the form is the only thing There it is. Right. So a much more compact version that still is able to meet the needs of the people living here. We might as well space these around a little bit so it doesn't look quite so terrible. Actually, most of the fields are included here already, so what's the point? Just need to move these to a little better position. Right. That's enough potatoes for everyone. Oh, that looks horrifying. Come on, just there. That's super good. Cooking station might be actually inside the house somewhere. Well, for now you're there. Also moving everything away from here. Alternatively, we could block access to this, so it doesn't matter if they go here. This is a decent vantage point we want to fight anyway, so it's not out of the question that they might spend their time there. We do have to change this. Not quite sure what the best way to do it. We don't need a lot of... The core is that we don't need a lot of room at the bottom entrance. The entire idea is to just envelop the food and water. Everything extra doesn't really require any connection to the ground. So...
We taught those raiders a lesson. We'll teach them again if they come back.
Actually, we might want to get rid of these for now. There's nothing particularly wrong with these. Yeah, just store it. We're sure to have use for it. However, we need to take our time with this. Right. That's enough of a ground area, and it hits here quite nicely. sure if it's cooked though. Because we are, well, I'm thinking about that we are gonna need the foundation piece, but actually I don't think we do, because we already have the central fundamental of the foundation piece. It's just to make things fit together, and it's already doing that job. Right. So. There's no escape from this one. Naturally, this is isn't exactly good enough, right, as it is right now. So. Right. It's actually a bit hard to walk out of this. That's no good. I have no idea how the computer is able to handle that. The NPCs, I mean. So, better make it easy for them. Oh my god. Well, this would allow them to sort of get here anyway. I don't think I want to build too much of a ceiling on here either. The area will seem very cramped if every floor has a ceiling. So this is at least feels a little bit more spacious this way. We can't put anything between there. But I'm adding the bed. Fuck! No! Oh. I'm adding the beds here too, and the lower levels. Don't see why the workers needs to go anywhere else. Worker is happy to live with this work. And I don't want them going all over the place. So, as much as possible, just stay there. Right. Looks more or less okay. It never fits quite well. That's not important. Need furniture. Beds, yes. This bed's for 2. Bed's for 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. We'll have 7. I'll scrap this one. How do I actually target it? Right. We'll break for saving. Now they have their lives, they have their food, they have their water. We can actually bring here their ability to cook food. Let's see why not. Hmm. Maybe a little bit different of a place. It's not exactly going to look terribly nice, but I don't want to have the plants right on the cooking station. Right. Now our little workers are busy and perfectly safe. Problem is, there probably should be a way to enter here besides this, because the AI might not have the sensibility to get back here once he accidentally drops or something. I'm wondering how we could make that secure. Probably traps and turrets. It just doesn't have. They just have to have the way. That's good for me. That's not good for them. Same time, they have all their needs here, so I'm not sure if we really. I don't give a shit basically if that NPC is stuck here, because I have no plans of really adding many services here, if at all. I just want to see how this works out. That does mean though that we're going to have to do a few things here. No. Oh. Next layer of walls. I'm not sure if I want to do that. I mean, just keep adding layers of walls here and build, I suppose, a very typical house. And, is that really interesting? But not really, not to me. Maybe we could do something different. Right. The roof access was important in the game. Having the NPCs have access here is not important, rather than. We could also add a layer where this isn't exactly a block door or a roof setting. What I'm talking about is we need to add walls so the next layer can be added. However, well, we're gonna need some kind of a stairway there anyway. So I guess we're gonna do yeah. I have to do another one of these. Maybe something this would be better. And add a floor there. Maybe we could add small floors. Right. And if we drop here, there's no harm in it. Question becomes, what's the point of adding extra floors if everything you really want is fairly contained already? And I don't have a good answer for that. The actual requirements are that you really need are very minor. You don't need all that much. I only see the size restriction. You just want to make a colony. You don't need almost anything. Just add the goddamn wall. We can switch this around. I want to add walls here for a couple of reasons. The main thing would be, for God's sake, main thing would be that there's no point really having a large footprint for this kind of type of structure. There's no real gain from that. Okay, so I can't add a wall there. Right. It doesn't really have to be a full wall that encloses everything. What I want to do is just block things away so I can move on to the next level, and then here basically decide what we really want. Defenses, maybe crafting. Yeah, that's sort of I suppose, the bigger limiting factor. Now that you really start to think about this and what you want to add, there isn't that much you really want to add. Why can't I add a wall here? What's so special? Why is this unbuildable? Is the reason why I can't attach anything here? Maybe it's the wrong order. We can easily attach things here. Yeah, now they attach. I think it's because of it's basically a wrong type of wall. If I attach another identical wall here, it just doesn't quite fit. So that's why we have these. Well, I suppose alternative versions of same wall type. If you're having problems, you can still make them fit, but you have to use a different piece. Why does it want it to put it there? Should I block the alternative points so it couldn't put it? Oh, it's making me work for it. everywhere but where I wanted to go. How about this? Same problem. Let's try different types of walls. This is too big. It's just so weird. I mean, it's painfully obvious what I'm trying to do there. But the game says no, so it just won't attach to it. Both sides, it's okay, but God forbid you want to block that one. Ah. Well, you do want to add ledges here no matter what. Sort of wanting to add these because they actually provide decent cover in case we have to go shooting. I have no idea how these crazy people will react if some kind of trouble finds us. Right. This really bothers me. Maybe we could switch the floor around. That might help. I don't know if it would, but now it would be consistent with the other things here. We somehow block this other connection. Just fucking refuses to go there. Pull in. It knows that there's a sort of a connection point there, but fuck. Maybe we'll need to switch one of these to something else. Add them in a different order, maybe. Well, this is just refuses to add anything here. I just don't get why. Maybe if we add up something on top of it, it's gets the hint. Right. That could be our area with crafting stations and all. We're not even halfway there, so you can add quite a lot of stuff to a colony if you just spare your resources. Although I haven't added any turrets or anything like that, and I have no idea how expensive or resource intensive those are. No, it's just not taking it. It's impossible. It's impossible to add if we remove both of these. No. But now it becomes impossible to add anything to these sides. It's this piece. Why no? Why would it be impossible to add things here though? That makes no sense. Ugh. Yeah, you can add this type of wall. This is not that important, to be honest. That was the more important part. Let's save. Right. I certainly wouldn't complain if we could patch this up somehow. I think I'll add some ledges there. At least that's something. We can probably add... no. Yeah, we can probably add 2. But for some reason there's not enough connection space there. Although there's different sizes of these. Maybe some of them can be added, while others can't. No? It's just a some kind of a goddamn mystery. Can we add a longer version? No. Yeah. Oh, crap. I suppose there's another way to do this. Basically, add the floor pieces and add manually a ladder. But we would have to leave this totally empty. So it's I don't know. I don't know what the goddamn issue is. Still, this is acceptable. It's not exactly great. Maybe we could do this a little bit differently. No, this is fine. This is perfectly fine. We'll just switch these around though. Yeah, I'd like to see the other side. Apparently that's not acceptable. It has to be this or nothing. It's interpreting that to be this to be the inner area. It is not. You think it wouldn't really matter? It's doable, it's just a little bit bothersome. If you keep pressing the power button to circle this item around, it has like well, this doesn't, but usually it has like a pixel or 2 enough of our room that it turns it around. So you can, if you find that, you can easily find the spot where it. You can easily find the spot where it doesn't even fit the wall anymore. Interesting. Yeah, let's leave it. It's not that big of a deal. Right. We're gonna need more people. We're gonna need energy. We're gonna need the turrets. Probably like, well, we don't need to always add them to some floating platforms, but that would make things more easy. it gives you a nice sort of field of view that is much superior to just having all at the same central location. It's easy to hide, take cover from something like that. If we spread, if there's some kind of turret in placement there and there, it's pretty much impossible to find a place where one of the turrets can't shoot at you. So that's more or less the thinking there. Hmm. We're nearing the edge. This is far enough. We'll take back them. We only need a single platform there, really. And I don't really... At this point, basically been playing this game for a while, I don't... we're running out of wood. So we have metal floors? No, only roofs. Surely we can combine these though. No, of course not. Fuck. I'll have to keep doing this. We don't have enough wood. I mean, like at all. Not nearly enough. Metal ceiling still requires wood, but so much less. Yeah, I suppose if you combine a wooden floor and a metal roof, you might be able to block these empty spaces you have. Yeah. Well, it's good to know. If that bothers you, you have a way to fix that. But we're really running low on wood. I suppose it might look better. We have like 10 wood. Yep.
The farm's not much.
Combines just fine.
They ain't looking for trouble, I hope.
We're gonna have to get more wood. Haven't, well, yes we do. More wood. We do need some kind of an entrance though. I think I'll just build out some kind of a ladder here. The thing is, we just need new colonists basically to be able to enter this place. We can secure this well enough against any kind of intrusion, so I'm not worried about that really. We don't have enough wood for this. Oh, crap. Did not see this coming. I haven't paid attention to this at all. Scrap this. Ah. Right. Well, this is sort of a troublesome. We'll have to make a proper opening here. Usually it tends to attach quite lovely. No, it doesn't. Doesn't matter where the goddamn blasted thing is gonna be connected to this level, as long as it's the place the NPCs can use. Well, we could do it sideways, I suppose. There's nothing banning that. More or less, depending on placement, should hit their sweet spot. Not just sure if it's enough. Again, it's all about how the NPCs are gonna be able to utilize it. If they're not, it's a total waste of my fucking time. Where would this even go? Right. At least it's possible now. Probably want to make sure this corner, no matter what, is extremely well protected. Basically have a floating platform somewhere here that covers the area here, and somewhere there that covers both this corner and those. So if someone gets the bright idea that this is the place they want to, well, because it's the only entrance really, they're gonna be blasted to smithereens without too much fuss. Maybe a rocket turret and something else. Just something that is very, very, very unpleasant. Try to come through there. However, we have a bigger problem. We don't have wood, and I'm going to have to go get some. Maybe not yet. We could start something else here. We need power number one. That doesn't require wood. Large generator. Might be better to build smaller ones. Large is quite noisy. And smaller generators could be built closer to the turrets too. I mean, that's what they're mostly powering here. Lights would be another thing, but frankly, it's going to be turrets. We can do this. Is definitely the correct place to place these. We're gonna, yeah, easy to draw the lines everywhere. And this is probably where we're going to build the platforms to get them working in the first place. Suppose we could place a generator on the platform too, because a single turret will probably take most of the energy anyway. Yeah. Let's see. Just looking at this, probably a single large generator will power the entire piece of crap. I'm thinking, should I place it somewhere out of the way? Out of noise concerns mainly. At the same time, I don't. It might not matter. Also placed here. Not there's nothing inside. Ah, fuck. It's hard to get far enough away so I could actually place it. Or even thinking about moving it around. At the same time, yeah, it sort of fits here, but it's actually probably one of the easiest places to shoot. It has holes all over the place, so maybe it would be better to have it inside where it's totally safe, has no real vulnerabilities. We can just pull the wires out. I think that's a much more sensible plan overall. I don't know if these can be just destroyed to shut out the entire defensive grid. I don't see why I would want to take the chance to finding out. We're gonna need a recruitment beacon. I don't particularly want other people from other colonies to join up here. So I can't activate it yet. Well, actually I can. We'll have to just readjust things later. But this place is gonna need defenses right now. We can. It doesn't particularly matter. We can change the placement later on, but we just need to add them. So at the moment, your friendly missile turret will cover this place. We could add 4 or 5 turrets with this, probably 4. And a spotlight. Spotlight really helps. Not sure we want to add it. Where we want to add it though. We can always add more power, I suppose. A lot of the spotlight the game has are not like these. You don't have to place them. They're attached in some other way, so I don't understand why this has to be this way. I suppose we could add lights. I mean, you can't destroy these. They just require a little bit of power. But it's the same thing. I mean, if we want to cover some kind of a static place, why not just add industrial lights to it? Might want to add more power later. What is an industrial light? How powerful is it? Hard to really see from this. That doesn't seem to light shit. There's more or less a spotlight. Ah, yeah, this is fairly worthless. At least I get the idea. But well, maybe we can add them to the defensive platforms or something like that. Got a new person joining up.
Hope you ain't one of them synths here to spy on me.
No, she's the one providing resources for the place. But what I want to do now is get some wood. Sanctuary has a lot to do. So we can wrap this up. The more I think about it, the more the large walled off settlement displeases me. It's just, It's a huge waste of your construction budget, and I mean basically the size budget, for no real gain. I mean, what exactly are you really gaining by doing that? Most of the area will have nothing. It's just worthless crap for you. This is, yeah, this is about 3/4 way full, and this has nothing. I wonder if it's, I'm gonna scrap everything. I want to see if the size can be seen to go down. Wonder if it's this cool, because it has items in the general area, which would mean that the size limit is not necessarily your construction budget, it's more or less the game's way of controlling an area budget. So it basically doesn't crash constantly, has the resources to run it more or less properly. Yeah, size goes down, so it's an area budget. It's not for it's not just your construction budget. So if you want to build something in an area, strip it clean, then do your thing. Every stripped item will increase the amount of things you can add to your actual design. I'm just here for the wood. I don't particularly care how I'm ruining the site here. I haven't cared about this settlement for a long time anyway. I suppose there's the seer. Probably should get her off the drugs anyway. And I don't... She's giving spoilers. She's... why would I want to hear those? Maybe we should talk to her.
What's going on?
I just want to trade a few things.
This place is
Apparently
really coming together,
nothing's
huh?
going on then.
I can't take all the credit.
Didn't she require a chair at some point?
You remind me of myself when I was a young woman. Always getting myself into trouble.
Hey,
We're gonna need a heavy hitter for the site to keep working, kid. Buff out ought to do it.
you're an addict. You need help.
Oh, not this again. Kid, listen to me. I'm old, even older than you'd think. If the chems are gonna kill me, then I say I've had a good run. We'd have never made it this far without the site. We need it. You need it. It's part of who I am.
Actually, I don't think we need it.
The site isn't worth killing yourself over, Mama Murphy. It doesn't have to define what you are or what you can give.
All right, kid. You got me. If me hanging around for a little longer is worth that much to you, then I'll go clean. No more chems. No more sight.
And there was much rejoicing, I guess.
Hey,
What is it?
hey.
You know, I'm having second thoughts on the whole recall code. Wait, you read it, didn't you?
No, I haven't read it yet.
Good, please don't. It'll make it easier to sleep at night.
I'm not gonna read it, he doesn't want me to read it. But it's in my back pocket, just in case we do need it. Okay, anything useful? Artillery smoke. Some bottle caps. concrete, but no matter how I look at this colony has been going on for basically pretty much from the start of the game. I might have looted this a couple of times, but it produces some things, but frankly, it's a piece of shit. Just take all the wood.
You could, I guess, carry some of that.
Please.
Hey,
Yeah?
over here.
Sure thing.
Good boy.
Loading up or loading off?
I've got some wood for you. Apparently I got some more wood for you. This should be more than enough for what we need. So, let's wrap this up. Oberland Station. Our little battle station here. It has all the basics. It's a secure colony. You can rest, eat well, drink all the water you can, and it's a fairly secure place. There are a couple of missile turrets guarding this area, and it's a hellhole, especially if they shoot from this corner and this, because the colony is on the background. So even if the missile misses, it's still gonna do damage. And if I recall correctly, it's basically spams them. So point being, okay, can you follow? That will tell us how the NPCs will basically behave here. You have an obvious path there. And you're smart enough to know how to use it. That's more or less what I wanted to
What's
know.
the word?
Right. There's some wood. $473 wood, $468 steel. Okay, let's start with the basics. We're going to need the, well, sort of turret stations. I'm not sure what it would be a good distance. I have to keep in mind that turret can swivel around. In many ways, a smaller area like this might be better for construction, because there basically is nothing there to take up the size budget.
Any word from your brother?
It's only what you put there yourself.
No word yet. I doubt we'll ever learn what happened to them.
Place there. Come on. What? Right. Oh. The 3 missile turrets should be worth a very formidable defense, no matter how you look at it. I might add something more,
How's that leg going on?
It's doing better.
well,
Glad to hear it.
less destructive here. But That's a good fundamental base defense there. 45 defense is more than enough. I can't imagine what kind of attack would be required to come through that. Something that I haven't seen so far. Maybe some traps. I still don't get the traps. Flamethrower trap. Just requires power. There's electricity when powered up. But you would have to have a trigger for this. Maybe not have these powered up. Yeah. The thing is, I think this basically just should activate this, attacks everything in the area. Same here, this will shoot at flame. So you could cover some kind of a hallway or a doorway or things like that. But it seems like the setup to make real good use of these is much more troublesome than with turrets. And considering the attack or defensive situations we've had to deal with, I'd much rather have a turret there in every case. So I just don't see the point really. Actually, I'd like more lighting options here. Could just attack a couple of heavy machine gun turrets to deal with the close range issues. Or maybe turrets pointing on the other side, have the heavier turrets here pointing on at the end.
Almost out of pistol. We need to get more of that. And the sooner, the better.
When we have the caps, we will.
Yeah, I just don't see them coming through their rockets. However, maybe we could add lasers or heavy turrets on the other side. Heavy turrets would be preferable in the sense that they don't fire much. And we wouldn't have to build extra generators. Let me try something. I don't think we need a defensive barrier there. I don't want to dump the wood here because this is basically going to be a finished settlement in a few moments. Right. Well, my idea is have these at the corners here. We're definitely adding another energy source. But very, very heavily defended area. The turrets may react to other threats, but frankly they're there to secure the entrance. It doesn't matter what kind of power armored son of a bitch is gonna try to rush through there, he's not gonna survive. This is a huge waste of resources, I know. More or less just playing with the ideas here. This way we can add lights on top of this. I'm not removing these yet. I need to decide how we're gonna draw the power there. we need to do basically a roof floor combination, then I think this will work. The problem is that we lack the roofs here, so we can't do all that much with the flooring itself. Might be important to have a roof anyway. I don't know. I haven't noticed that the people would treat it in any way differently. It's not important. They just live here, totally happy, isolated from everything. I guess the problem becomes what to do with the extra people. I think you're an extra people. Combined with the castle, please. The Boston Airport. Yeah. I'm thinking, what do I want these people to really do? They can easily take care of themselves. Yeah. Supply line with the castle. I mean, the two people are able to feed everyone here, so that will mean the rest will be more or less just extras. And we have nothing for them to do. Right. I wanted to add smaller floors. The benefit of doing this way is probably that we can add maybe these in smaller increments. No? No. Well, that was the idea. Didn't work. Still. I suppose we could place them here anyway. It's gonna look a bit silly. Which is something you might not want to do then. But it's not that big of a deal. More or less fits here though. That doesn't look bad at all. Still move around. So yep. I'll do this. That's good enough. Oh my god, it was just fine. Just has to be some kind of a visual detection from any people here. Right. Final finishing touches. Make the power. Ah, yes. Right. It's going to be a goddamn miracle if this site will ever see any kind of real action. But that's besides the point. Right. Well, I guess that's about as good as it's gonna get. Still, I like it. Now the big question is how we can make power. No. 20 power to use. We're using 14 for the turrets. Light boxes, powered speakers, plays musical tone when powered. Light boxes, I guess, would be the pixels you could build if you want to. Right. Full field. How exactly would this work? So, probably don't have energy. For God's sakes. Right, so you could get something decent going. Probably with some kind of and switching, you might be able to get something moving going. I suppose more for people who want to do pixel art. I suppose those could be used to block certain entrances too. I mean, it's basically free to put anywhere almost, and it's a very small item. Either way, not something I want to really play with at the moment. Power pylon. We probably just want some kind of a conduit. Is it enough? Can I attach a wire here to there? I don't think so. Wage population. Right. So we need something a little bit earlier. Could I add this to right at the edge? Yes. Right. Might want to add searchlights here and there, so I don't want to mess with things too much at the moment. Seems like it's easier to draw the power from here than try to build additional wire networks. It's another pylon. It's not, well, pylon is by no means necessary. I like pylons. We might be able to get away without using almost anything. I don't know. Need to add at least one connection. Well. No, 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 no. Right. As long as these floors are here, this is fairly worthless. Right. We should be able to add power pretty much directly with these. It might look a little bit silly though. We may be able to do it the other way around. Might look equally silly, but whatever. No, don't get rid of those yet. I might want to add lights. This is, especially nighttime, these things can't see shit. So we can easily add 2 spotlights without endangering the power supply in any meaningful way. That still leaves us with a couple of extra points. And it would more or less, we would try to cover posts in the same areas. Another spotlight there. We could put a 3rd spotlight somewhere, but we might as well add lights. They don't really require all that much power anyway. Might be a bit too high with the turrets. I'm not sure how quick they are to start firing. I'm not sure if they're really seeing anything new with those lights. That's, I suppose, the bigger problem. Because I don't see the... They're more or less lighting areas on the same level. So, placing them there may... well, they do sort of cover this too. That might be a different matter. I think we would be better off, but... well, well, just place other type of lights, not searchlights. Right. Don't think we need anything extra to connect the wire. Yeah, yes we do. Why? Is the range too much? Doesn't really matter. Build additional pylons. So, laser turret defense on all corners, 3 rocket launchers, providing cover for the front. Probably 2 would be more than enough. I don't know why I even put the third one. It might be better to just put it somewhere here to point at the wilderness, so if any kind of attack comes from this place, there's gonna be something other than a single laser shooting at it. I mean, those 2 are covering the entrance as well as you could really cover it anyway. So I'm not sure what the third one there is accomplishing. Can't put it there. Suppose we're just going to keep building additional pylons, although the problem here might be a bit different. It might be that we don't have basically a good firing line. Still. Yeah, I'm not sure about this spotlight. I don't see it really contributing anything meaningful. There's one spotlight covering this area already, so why the fuck do we need another one? It doesn't really do much. Either way, this construction session is just taking forever again. Come on, just place it there for God's sakes. I can't target the lights. Of course I can. Ah. Store the wire. Or the plot. I'm just having it spot, I mean, point somewhere in the toward the wilderness. Wasn't there some kind of a emergency system I'm basically talking about an alarm. I'd like the turrets to go to some kind of an alarm state, if at all possible. It's not crafting, it's special resources. Siren. Alerts nearby settlers to danger when triggered.
Word spreading all over the Commonwealth. The Minutemen are back. They've set up a radio station to coordinate their efforts.
Yeah?
I don't think
Speak
so,
out loud.
because you would have to trigger it.
Have them back. But I am.
How does one trigger it other than pushing it? If it requires me to push it, or maybe you could, yeah, there's a lot of ifs and buts about it, and it also, I don't want to mess with that, but I do want to add is fast travel target. Don't want to fast travel anywhere near that. Might as well start here somewhere. Right. Yep, I need to add the spotlight somewhere here. I'm trying to create a little bit of room, maybe get the spotlight here too. Not sure if this is a good idea. It would basically just block the other one. Maybe I can do it. Just add it. Oh, what the fuck happened there? I can't bring it closer for some reason. It's a bit troublesome. Ah. Could I now do it? Just want to see the point in the wilderness. Right. Right, all turrets have power, everything is more or less going well. Final touches. I wonder how many times I've said that. I need to add walls. I wonder, can you even add walls, because the lines are going there. Why would I even add them? More or less protection for the generators, I suppose, but do I really care? It's not like I'm gonna put crafting stations in here. We have a base for that purpose already. I'm not gonna make another one. And we can't add walls here because, yeah, there's wires going all over the place. So, we're gonna do the lazy man's option here. And basically just add these. It's a little bit of a protection, I don't think it breaks, really breaks anything. Just waste a little bit of wood. You might have to change a few placements for the wires, but for the most part I don't think we're doing anything. Yeah, this one has to be changed. Not a generator, I need a Pick one of these. How can we spot them? We just move the generator around. Don't think that's enough. Yeah, it's not enough. Ooh, come on. Come on, game. I think that it could be that the generator is starting to be in the way now. Either way, I suppose there has to be a way to get around this. We could build simply a larger pylon. That would be the easiest way, I think. I'm not sure if we can attach these there. Gonna need a bigger pylon. There are better ways to draw power, I'm sure, but I'm basically just trying to get this done. Right. That's it. Got new people coming in. We have a ridiculous amount of defenses. Well, it's not actually done, but we really have to add some more lights. It's very dark. To be fair, it is very dark. I'm just wondering what sort of lights would make any sense to add. We're looking to add lighting to a few places only. Mainly to the outside area. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have things here either. Any kind of power connector will do. Maybe we'll house at one of these here. Add a wire to that. How do we add a wire to that though? We'd have to draw it somewhere here. That's the only opening. And if we add a ceiling to this, it's gonna look very silly anyway. Well, I think we can skip that phase. However, we do need something here. Probably would be better if the connection was here. Right. A little bit of basic lighting. Still not exactly a satisfactory lighting situation. Industrial lights. Industrial wall light. surprising amount of light from light bulbs. Industrial light's much tamer. Right. Right. Yeah, this has got a way more extent than I initially thought. And hello, Mr. Gould. This is going to be very likely my last major construction effort like this. Might do defenses on certain places, but other than that, I don't think so. Just isn't worth it. Okay. These aren't too bad. We want to cover dark areas in general. So basically if they come anywhere near base walls, we should be able to spot them. That's more or less the goal. I don't think we can add lights to the... No, we can actually add lights to the trees too. Can I add a connector there? That's interesting. Probably creates opportunities that I didn't think about. Huh. Doesn't really matter now. I'm sticking a couple extra lights here, that's about it. Ooh, this is good. You can see where it turns on, where it turns off. Excellent. Wish I'd realized this sooner. Either way, who the hell are you? I suppose it's Deacon with a new hat. Right. Come on, surely it should light up at this point. Yes, but yeah, you just have to place it somewhere. Right. Okay. Well, no, not okay. Since we had the opportunity to add ridiculous lights, might as well add the light bulbs here. I mean, the light bulbs are ridiculously bright. So, there's yeah, there should be a power pylon there. Gotta have a pylon. We need pylons. I'm doing this because the biggest problem I see, especially during night time, is that our valiant defense force just isn't gonna see shit. So that's why I'm adding these. Right. Why is this area so large? It's 2 by 2. Okay, that's not good. Seriously, you should be able to plant yourself there. Maybe that might be necessary, but these certainly aren't. And I doubt that is either, but whatever, I don't want to start fiddling with that. We have our little defensives. What you might call it here. And you could build your own things. We've spent quite a lot, probably two-thirds of the.
Hey, I just wanted to introduce myself. We heard people talking about your radio beacon, so we figured we'd give it a try. This looks like a decent enough place. So, you know, thanks for giving us the chance. Any place you want me to pitch in?
Did you need anything?
If there's anything you could do to stop these raider attacks, I'd sure sleep easier.
Right. Yeah, they have nothing to do. That's the big problem. That's the big problem. In order for the colony to really provide for itself, it doesn't need much. It needs like 2-3 people, and everything's covered at that point. Covered for double the amount of people easily, maybe triple it. So you have a lot of worthless people, more or less. They have nothing to do, so they mill about, causing trouble. Not going to do anything with them, I suppose. Might as well add something. The resource salvaging station. Don't know what good this will do, but maybe this is a way to lure her inside here. Maybe. Just a test run. I suppose you could always increase the size of the crops. Keep everyone busy, but I don't see that's in any way meaningful.
Okay.
Right. Right. Well, that was a gigantic waste of time. If you wanted to do this, you might as well just build a goddamn defense platform and drop a couple of turrets on top of that, and then go home. That's more or less what I achieved here anyway. Well, I'm gonna end it here. Next time, do something constructive. But I suppose this is just to fill my curiosity about what you can do with things. I don't care about the traps. The problem with the traps is that I would need to see a situation where I would think, God damn it, the turrets just didn't do it, the walls didn't do it. I wish I had traps or something like that, and that hasn't come up yet. So,
Hey,
Sure, I can help you out. Let's see what I got in my pockets.
don't care what you have in your pockets. Ooh. So I need to get some wood out of mine.